All right, welcome to the Anti-Eltist. Oh, fuck you. Okay.
Welcome to the Anti-Elitist Society. I'm your host, Gage.
And other host, Morgan, with our two deputy co-hosts, is what we're going to call them from now on.
Yes.
Phil and Will. They're like a twin duo.
The only reason we're calling him that is because, Phil already has his channel, and Will, well, you know.
Well, we just decided just to have some official role, so we just... for later on.
He said he wanted a title, and we gave him one.
No,
I wanted one.
Shut up.
It's
No,
my
just,
title.
so we can expand to other projects.
Yes,
we know
that's
you guys. We know
and
you,
make this project more versatile.
we know
because I'm Mexican.
fucking.
we know
Will
we
no
know
one
none
cares.
of you guys give a fuck, but we're trying to make ourselves feel like you do. So sub characters.
Watch YouTube videos for long periods of time and just feel better about yourself at the end.
Yeah,
I do that.
That
So-
sort of thing.
All right, so let's just address the elephant in the room from whatever we made the last episode, which was too long ago. So
What was it, 3 weeks ago?
Yeah,
2 weeks ago.
we need to get a little better schedule.
Just a little.
I was gonna like push everyone to share that on Facebook or just share it in general so people can hear it.
Yeah.
But I was like, you know what? There's too many fuck ups, and I feel like I personally made a few personal attacks on family that I shouldn't have.
Yeah, Facebook anymore for any of us, I think, is just not the right medium to go through when we're trying
Well,
to
it's 'cause
market
there's
our
family
product.
on it,
Definitely not.
and so I just.
Especially if
The
you're
first
wishing
episode-
Will a happy birthday.
Our first episode, we should just tell people just to watch it with caution because it's a bit of a shitty episode.
It is Phil's birthday, may I remind you,
Oh, yeah.
on 9/11.
Your
I'm
birthday-
sorry.
Dude, I had the best birthday cake ever. It was Two Towers.
I was
fuck.
telling my brother earlier today. I was like,
That's messed
Cut that
up.
shit right
I
now.
was talking to my older brother. We were driving, right? And
Wow.
I was like, it's Phil's birthday today. He's like, yeah. I'm like, dude, I wish my birthday corresponded with the tragedy.
Oh,
She's
God.
like, oh yeah, which tragedy? I'm like, Pearl Harbor or some important date going on with Auschwitz.
I want Columbine.
Oh my God.
You want Columbine?
Jesus.
That's not as bad as 9/11 though. Like,
I mean, but it's Columbine.
oh, wait.
I get a song.
Like either Hiroshima or Nagasaki.
Oh,
A
wow.
lot of people died, melted, really, or turned into a
I
shadow.
don't think
you
we
know.
found them, actually.
Yeah, no.
I
A lot of them-
just hate.
there wasn't much left of
You know
them.
what? My
I
birthday
hate
does
my-
actually. My birthday does correspond to a tragedy.
Oh yeah.
Mine's the Boston Massacre.
When you were born.
Oh sweet!
Oh,
yeah, right.
shit,
Sweet,
really?
Man,
yeah, it is.
You're just like on your birthday. You saw like. Were you singing in your head that I got a golden ticket from Willy Wonka?
Oh my God.
Yes!
All of that one little black boy died.
Oh my fucking God. We weren't even talking about this originally, and now it's just.
Now it's.
What are we doing?
Well, when you
What are we
get into-
doing?
This is the conversation. Tragic
Yeah.
birthdays.
Yeah, no, definitely go for it. Nothing about safe spaces, right?
Oh yeah. So the topic we're gonna because there's a lot of things going on with safe spaces.
I don't even know what those are.
So it's pretty much, I have an understanding what it is. It's pretty much, it's for people who are victims,
I'm whipping out my phone.
victims of oppression or victims of rape or something, and they get together and they talk about their feelings. They talk it out.
Okay.
And
So that seems just like a normal,
like an AA meeting.
pretty much.
Counseling.
Well, here's the thing:
sounds
is
like it.
it's kind of the backbone of the new PC culture, in my opinion.
Okay. Well, what that... You could just go to a therapist,
You-
like a
you'll-
group therapy session.
It's I would say a safe space is more like a congregation of people who want to talk about whatever they really want to talk about, and without criticism and without outside influence, which is
It's
well,
good on
I won't
paper.
get into it just yet, but that's basically what it is. And
According...
that sounds innocent at first, but it does have other consequences, and we'll discuss that in a minute.
According to, I guess, the first thing on the internet says, a safe space is a place where anyone can relax and be able to fully express without fear of being made to feel uncomfortable, unwelcome, or unsafe on account of biological sex, race, ethnicity, sexual orientation, gender identity or expression, culture, background, religious affiliation, age, or physical or mental. It goes on.
So yeah, it's a nice, it's nice to think about, right?
Non-discriminatory place.
Yeah, non-discriminatory. It's like the perfect place.
Or is it?
Apparently.
Well, here's the problem. Okay, so
What are the big questions?
Yes.
Well, please.
but the thing is now we're censoring people. The YouTube censor thing. It's all of it. A lot of this is connected to political correctness.
Yes.
Oh, God.
People are censoring hate speech, is what they call it,
What hasn't
and they're
been-
trying to. They're limiting freedom of speech. And here's the thing, and it seems at times like we're creating dialogue. Now people are talking about it to get better. My personal issue is, and this is a lot of things, is everyone's saying grow up. The world's it's a terrible place. My argument on it, like what I want to bring up is the historical implications of these kinds of things.
Historical. Right? How far back
Well,
does this go?
It's not necessarily like we've had PC culture forever, but PC culture is the idea that we can all be winners.
Okay.
Like when we were kids,
I hate that notion.
Yeah, but like that's what they're doing with kids now. It's like everyone's a winner. They want they want kids to feel.
That.
They don't want because it's psychologically healthy for kids at a young age, but they don't grow out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I probably would have been the same way if my dad wasn't like super into victory on like we play video games. Like, Dad, it's just a game. He's like, no, I have to win. I will kick your ass.
I will say this though, that people who have that mentality also like strive to do basically everything to the best of their abilities and make it the best they can.
A competitive nature just kind of gives you a better edge at life.
It really
you're
does.
Better at being you. And here's the thing is in history there's always been a winner and there's always been a loser, or everyone loses. Everyone can't win.
No, it's true. Well, the only case that I can imagine where everybody won was oh god, what the hell was it? Anyway, continue. I'll think of it, but I'm pretty sure there is one that I know of. And it was like not about the most groundbreaking thing, let me tell you.
Penicillin. The invention of penicillin.
The invention of what now?
Penicillin is a win for everyone, but I mean that's not
who
like
was going to
that's not a
lose?
two-sided. No two-sided issue will ever have a winner, both winners. Nobody's gonna just win.
That's the and
It's not 50-50 anyway.
Yeah.
here's all it takes is one opportunist, and all these people going into safe spaces are signing up to get their rights taken away.
Yeah, pretty much.
Let's look at World War II, right? So Hitler, everyone was angry. They were angry about the war. They were angry about the economy. They were angry in general, all right, for all these reasons, and they mostly didn't know why, and they wanted to be angry at someone else. What did Hitler do?
Blame the Jews.
Blamed the Jews. And then the Jews felt discomfortable, right? They were being ostracized. Everyone hated them. It was unfair. So what did Hitler offer them? A safe space.
Yeah.
Known as the ghettos.
The Russians
The
are invading.
He said, sign up and we're going to put you in these ghettos. You can all live together. You can all get along and all have a great time. Have you ever read the book Night? I can't remember the author's name for the life of me. Every time.
Ellie's Wheat or something like
You
that.
could draw the
Elie
same
Wiesel
thing.
is his name.
You could
El-
do the
Elie
same exact
Wiesel
thing.
is his name.
Oh, you might be.
You could do the same exact thing for America for Japanese immigrants.
Yeah.
We put them in concentration camps,
Well,
but they weren't.
no, we put them in
tortured.
internment
Sir,
camps.
internment camps.
They were concentration camps, essentially.
Internment
No,
camps.
Here, okay,
They
it's a
were-
little bit morally gray on the internment camps for the Japanese. Because we weren't torturing them to death like they did to the Jews. Here's the
But it
thing,
wasn't
though, is we had to ramp the people up to get us into the war, right? He's like, well, because we didn't want to be in World War II. The public
but
didn't
it wasn't,
care.
It wasn't due to the fact that we were rounding up a bunch of immigrants that everybody suddenly joined the war. It was the fact there was an attack on Pearl Harbor that 1 million people joined the war.
Well, the Japanese attacked, right?
Uh-huh.
So America had to make them look like monsters.
That's
the
already
enemy.
happened when they
Hold on,
attacked
let me-
Pearl Harbor.
Yeah, that's
The
it.
day after, a million
No,
people
but
signed
like
up.
they ramped everyone up. Like, look at them, they attacked us. We got to take out the Japanese, and then we got to take out the Germans because if the Japanese are in it, they're with the Germans. All this stuff,
Mm-hmm.
So, what happens when the Japanese people look like monsters and there's Japanese Americans?
It creates a bias against Japanese
People
Americans.
want to hurt them.
And
We
so-
forcefully put them in the camps. Yes, we forced them,
Yeah.
but it's better than them getting beaten to death in the streets.
Doesn't mean it would have happened, though. I don't think it was the right way to go about doing it.
Do you know how passionate
Seriously.
people were back then?
People just as passionate today.
Yeah, but I think it's different.
I've
now.
met people from then. They're like, they still hate the Japanese. They're like,
Yeah.
I'd kill them if I
I think
could.
it's a little different just because people were way more racist.
But you
back
know,
then.
there's a lot of things.
I mean,
that's-
only like 50 years earlier, they had done a ban on Chinese and Japanese immigrants. Banned every single one of them. And it wasn't because of like some big moral question. They were just like, no, there's just too many of them. We're done.
And then,
Well,
like, they
yeah,
had to
I
keep
could
the
agree with
Japanese
that, but-
the Japanese Americans who are innocent safe. And by doing
Yeah.
that also got people more aggressive towards the war. So it helped the war effort, and it helped them a lot be alive. And we didn't torture them. They were actual work camps, but they were treated humanely.
Some people still died in it though. But let's get back to
I was like,
this.
you know, you can-
we're delving
get
too
back
far
to
into
this.
this.
I'm sorry, but no, it's just the example of, oh, you want a safe space? Well, come here. Well, you want a work camp? Okay, no food. We'll starve you and we'll work you to death.
It's
I don't
drawing
think it's
more and
gonna
more
be-
towards socialism every single freaking
Yeah.
day. And
that's the regressive left. You go too far left, and you got socialism, Marxism, communism.
yes, a downward spiral, really. And we can't have either or, like I'm learning in my business class I'm taking right now. If we have a mix of both, it's really not working out as everyone's seen so far. Mix
No,
of
it's not
socialism and
hard.
capitalism, it's kind of hard to do.
And here's
So-
the thing: is they hate the capitalist market because it's competitive. And there's a lot of feminists who talk about how, like, there's this feminist woman who is arguing with Milo Yiannopoulos.
Uh-huh.
Now, he's a controversial character. I like him. He's cool. I
Okay.
disagree with him on a lot of points.
I'm sure you're not the only one.
Yeah, but no, like I side with him over a lot of feminists. And he was talking
Okay.
about this one feminist woman was arguing with him, talking about how women need more nurture. They're less competitive, and she's like, they need other classes where the teachers don't make them more competitive. So he's like, so you're saying gender segregation, which is what you're fighting against.
Yes, I would
And it's like-
definitely say.
With capitalism, the reason it works for us is it's competitive. People fight tooth and nail. Mm-hmm. It's not perfect. It's not the best thing ever.
Well,
but
if everyone
it's
has that equal opportunity, I say, why the hell not?
yeah, it's equal opportunity. Like, you want to win, you got to do what it takes to win. You can't and that's what's going on right now with Black Lives Matter, the feminists, everything, safe spaces, PC culture. It's their enemy is systematic oppression.
Yeah. And
They think that the
People-
white males are on top of everything, and that we're oppressing them.
Can I say something? I'm a white male. There are women and a lot of other people out there, especially, who can kick my fucking ass at anything.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean,
I have a half sister who could probably kill me.
Yeah,
She's muscled.
Yeah. Don't. Just because you hear about it doesn't mean that it's happening more. You're just hearing about it
There's
more.
a Black Lives Matter rally here in Idaho.
I know. I heard about
Was
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my step aunt
It's
took my cousin
fucking-
there, and I was like, "Wow, way to indoctrinate." I'm like, I was telling my mom, I'm like, I already know I'm not gonna like cousin Ethan when he's older, when he's not a baby. And he's just the way they're raising him. I'm not gonna like him. It's not his fault. It's theirs. I understand it, but it doesn't matter. I'm gonna hate its guts for being stupid.
That's
Here's the question. Okay,
what you live with.
I don't have anything wrong with black people or any people of any race or color. Race doesn't exist.
You have a
That's
problem
what I
with
believe.
stupid people, don't you?
I do. I have a problem with stupid people. What? Especially in, I get it in some other places, like Chicago and Detroit. There's some problems for the blacks. I'll admit it.
Very much so, yes.
There's a lot of statistics, and it's so out there that so many people bring it out. I didn't even bother going and getting them because so many people bring them up. Black people disproportionately.
Yeah.
Sorry, geez. Disproportionately do more crime. Okay? They make up about 13% of the population and make up 50% of murders and lethal crimes.
And I hope
That's
everyone
not
who's
drug
listening-
crimes like carrying drugs. Assault. They make 50%
Yeah.
of assault charges.
I hope people who are listening to this actually realize that this is a statistic, not a opinion.
You can look it up. I guarantee you'll probably find it.
On multiple
This is
sites.
primarily a subjective podcast
Yeah,
because we're too lazy to do the research.
we're bringing you facts.
I did research for one topic.
You did 5 minutes of it.
Shut up.
But,
I did it anyways.
so, I just
We all
wanna-
did 5 minutes
This
worth at
is-
least.
this is-
When's
I wanna-
Wikipedia?
I want to make sure that it's still mostly opinionated on this podcast.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of go watch other people. They'll bring it up. Okay.
It's not.
Now
the,
again, around here, there's not a whole lot of crime. I know when my old neighborhood. You saw my old neighborhood, Gage.
yes.
There was a lot of black people, Mexican people, and I mean a few Asians. And I was one of my best friends was black when I was a kid. His name was DeMonte. He was black, half Mexican. All right. And I didn't know that was a thing until my mom's like, "Oh, he's a Blaxican."
Blaxican,
Right?
Oh my god!
In my
first time I heard
family,
of
we
that.
mixed the names. If you're like, my mom had a German, a boyfriend who was half German, half Mexican, so we called him the Germex.
Just hand it to the hangs and throw it into a blender. You come up with a name.
Yeah, not racist, but like, here's the thing with
It's just lazy.
Yeah.
BLM, Black Lives Matter in Idaho. We all equally have no opportunity here in Idaho.
It's very true. It's such a
Who's being oppressed here besides
Nobody.
everyone?
I mean, nobody. Look around you. I think we all got together to do this because we felt oppressed.
Yeah.
Well, I don't feel
I was
oppressed
so
in
impressed
it.
I had to
It's-
go say something.
Idaho's just kind of a shitty place to live if you want to succeed because there's not a lot. There's not a lot to.
Save your money, kids.
You're not going to be
Move
a
to Oregon.
billionaire here, but you can live a good life if you want. That's
Yeah.
You could be a
basically-
I've
billionaire
never-
elsewhere and then own a house in Sun Valley.
Yeah.
Out here, I haven't seen any injustices towards any race out here.
No, none.
Not that I can tell.
The
because-
Black Rally that's just come up is the first one.
Yeah,
And that's
I mean,
not even...
we're primarily Mexican in Idaho.
The only,
Yeah,
I think
actually,
the only racist thing I've seen happen in Idaho was we had the whole bunch, that big racist group up in
Up in the Panhandle, up north, right next to
exactly.
Okay,
at the
you know
very
how fucking
tippy top.
You know how
small.
there's no one up there. There's hardly anybody. That's incest country. That's
Yeah.
so inbred.
Oh,
Down
God.
here, where society exists in Idaho, the closest thing to society.
Society.
There's no racism.
We just got done explaining how there's no opportunity and practically no society. There's places worse.
Yeah.
That's up there.
Oh yeah. I've never even gone to the Panhandle. I've never gone to the
Me
top.
neither.
I've gone as far as
no.
Brigands, which is like halfway up.
I don't
There's
think I
no
want
point in
to.
going any further. There's nothing up there.
Yeah, pretty much.
Good backpacking
Not-
scenery there.
Nothing till you. Yeah, if you want to get raped and murdered, yeah,
On
that's
the
fine.
highway.
Yeah, go to Montana too. And you got a bunch of angry Indians up there, man, up in Coeur d'Alene and shit.
Oh,
Man,
shit.
go to an Indian reservation. They are mad at white people.
Man, you go hitchhiking.
Yeah,
That's Ted Cruz area
There-
to get
there's-
killed in.
You know, I think the
Zodiac
reason
killer.
What the fuck?
He killed people on the highway.
historically, I feel like one of the big reasons that everyone hates white people is when the whites are oppressed, when anything happens to them, they just fucking solve the problem. I mean, look at history. Look at the Scottish. Look at the Scottish.
How do you fix it though? How do they fix? I would say
Okay, here's the thing. When there's a dispute, you know, when the Europeans came to America, the Indians were like, a lot of them accepted, a lot of them rejected.
yeah.
So we took over.
Yes.
Here's the thing.
White people fix
It's not the
problem
first
by killing
invasion
the
of a
problem.
continent.
Yeah.
You don't hear people from Germany going down to Italy like, your ancestors fucking murdered my tribesmen
Not anymore.
thousands of years ago.
Yeah.
You owe me reparations.
Back
Yeah.
when the Italian actually.
Well, it wasn't
knew how to
that much.
fight.
It was before the Revolutionary War, before the
Colonies.
American colonies became America. There was the Scottish Independence Wars,
Mm-hmm. I
and
remember
the
those.
Scottish people were slaughtered alive.
Not like I'm that old, Will.
You said it on me.
I remember those from my history class.
Oh,
let me
really?
let me put that.
I
in
remember it
perspective
like
for you.
it was 300 years ago.
I remember
Yeah.
like I was
I was
yesterday.
321
No,
years
but-
old.
I remember
The
before I was
Irish
conceived.
were they were segregated and persecuted longer than the blacks were in America.
Yeah, but they went about it in a weird way, didn't they? They wanted to. They like
They weren't okay. They were beaten and killed all the time.
You're
Arrested.
right.
They were hated. They were enslaved for a time in in England.
Yeah, but then the English
A
wanted to
lot.
like get them out like
They were enslaved
like
here, too.
when the marriage happened, they'd have like an English.
That was in Scotland.
Oh, that was
They
Scotland.
bred the Scottish out.
Oh,
they
they-
hated
yeah.
this. Okay, so it was the Scotch-Irish people. They pretty much just looped them together, even though they're different people.
Right, they're very different.
Yeah,
people.
go call a Scotsman an Irishman, or go call an Irishman a Scotsman, and they'll
liable
fucking
to
kill
get
you.
shot.
You
Yeah.
call them Scotch-Irish, that's fine. I know because I've been amongst them because I am hereditarily Scottish, genetically. So I mean,
Right, so I won't call you an Irishman.
if someone says "What are you?" I'll just say American. They're like Native American. No, I was born in America.
Yeah, makes me an American.
About 3 generations past have been born. I'm an American. I'm a United Statesian.
America.
The United
So,
States.
well, here's the thing. Like, someone brought this point up. You remember Silas, our friend?
Cyrus
Not the mentor in robotics, but our friend. Like my friend, he was my
yeah.
best friend for a long time. We
Kermit.
still Kermit, yeah. I was talking to his dad, and he's like, I'm like, oh, is the Russian flag? I'm like, oh, so you guys Russian or something or some other thing? He's like, at what point do you ask someone their heritage and they say American? That made me think about it. It's like, well, I wasn't born in Scotland. I'm not
Well-
my nationality is American.
That seems like
My family has been born here for a long time.
Seems awfully pretentious, though. It was just like, I'm just asking what lineage you have.
Well, no, he answered it, but he was just like posing the question, not being
okay.
pretentious. He was
I
just
thought that was like
posing...
the first thing he said.
No.
Okay.
He's
I'm
like,
American, you
oh,
asshole.
I'm Russian, but think about this.
Yeah.
Okay, because the way he made it sound is like that's the first thing he said, and I'm like,
Yeah, yeah.
well, what the hell, man? I'm just
No,
asking
his
a
dad was
question.
a nice guy.
Okay, good. I'm like, I hope so. Silas is
So
nice.
no, it's just like the thing. There's so many different races of white people. They're not complaining. I was Slavic, and this happened to my ancestor
There's-
500 years ago.
There's Canadian American, Mexican American, Scottish American,
Well, yeah, I
American
think it's-
American.
I think it's
Alternative
different.
rock.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I get why
It's
the
different in America though because well, like you said, 300 years ago they were having the independence wars, but the difference is I think is that those were defined areas. So you could say Scotland has been Scotland ever since Scotland existed,
yeah.
but America's America, and we did have people who weren't equal to the rest of us. And I'm not saying that that what they're saying is right, but I am saying it is a little bit different because it is a defined group of people. It's us. And we were like, they are less, they're lesser, and we're the best.
Well, you know,
Wow, deep.
there's been throughout history though. I mean, the Mongolians raided China so often.
Well,
India has been oppressed for thousands of years, and to this day, I don't even think it's owned by itself. I think other countries own it. I'm not
Yeah.
too sure.
So really, what we're trying to get at when we're talking about these different countries being segregated is that when one person is oppressed, like the whites, we get rid of it, and then when a different culture is oppressed, apparently it makes enough headline news to blow up the internet and just become the heat of everyone's conversation in the entire world, really. And then everybody knows about it, and then everybody is just like, "Oh, well, look what they did to the Native Americans again." I'm like, "What the fuck? They just made one thing. We just did one thing.
Here's another problem with safe spaces.
Who cares about a fucking white man getting shot? We all care about a black man getting shot. What the fuck? It's both a life, isn't
Most
it?
black people getting
Should be
killed
where the
is
people
black
get
on black
shot.
violence too, which is what's
I,
ironic.
that's yeah. Like, I think
yeah,
that's true.
the
yeah.
But
statistics
they're
are
like,
never
well,
funny
we're only
because-
doing it because the white man's oppressing us, so we all have to live together. Like, come on.
It's like, well,
I've
you're
seen
doing
plenty
it-
of black people
You know why
not
black
have the
people
urge to
shoot
kill other
more
black people.
than white people? Because there are more black people next to black people.
Yeah.
There is more poverty in those areas, so guess what? That's gonna happen. If you had a white trailer hood, and in the trailer hood there were only white people, and they were all poor, somebody's gonna shoot someone sooner or later.
Yeah.
That's just how it is.
White people kill each
It's
other all the time.
terrible, but it's the world we live in.
Yeah, you ever heard of white trash?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
And
so
then
let's get back on to safe spaces real quick.
All right, yeah.
We're getting a little far.
My
We're,
bad.
we're close. We got a few more minutes. We got 5 more minutes.
Here's one of the biggest problems with safe spaces is they're primarily on college campuses, and a lot of them are on the public-owned college campuses, government ones. Now, here's the thing: is you're not legally supposed to have an exclusive group.
Wouldn't that defeat the purpose of sorority
Is
and
that for
fraternity?
public or private schools? Does it matter?
Public.
Okay.
Well, like in high school, me and Gage were on the robotics team. Now, anyone has the opportunity to join robotics.
Right.
I was in the engineering program there for like a couple of days, and I just left because I just didn't like the teacher. But I was still able to do robotics. A lot of the people who are really good at doing design and all this stuff in robotics had nothing to do with the engineering classes. Never took them. Like my friend, I had a friend Mason who he just took mostly English classes, and he was really good at the electrical bits. So,
oh yeah, I remember.
But like anyone could join. Anyone could join. Most people could join the football team. Even girls could technically join the football team in high school.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing against it. They're just
and
not gonna do it.
You know, with clubs, it's mostly like-minded individuals joining clubs.
Definitely. Any more nowadays, you have to
And like religious clubs, you're allowed to have religious clubs, and you know, there's no rules against converting to that religion and joining the club. Like, hey, I want to be this. There's no rules against that. A safe space, like you have to meet. Like, there was this debate about racialized groups. Like this woman was talking about arguing on behalf of safe spaces for racialized people. Are you falling asleep, Phil?
Mm. Good morning, Vietnam. Is it the Robin Williams movie?
You haven't talked at all. Like, zero, Phil.
It's
I'm pretty sure people forgot you were here.
You took the words right out of my mouth.
But
you haven't talked at all, Morgan.
No, I've been quiet as a bee.
But doesn't about these groups, we pretty much named what we can do. What do we have to do for these safe spaces, though?
Well, so someone brought up with the whole racialized thing is, well, you're not a victim of rape, so you can't come in here. You're not black, you can't come in here. You're not marginalized. You can't come in here.
I just read a thing that said it listed off like almost every single type of person out there. So if I'm not one of those, I can't get in.
Well, it's just like let's do a safe space for people who are victims of rape, so they could talk and sort their problems out. And now you're creating groups that disclude people who might be able to come talk to you about other things. Like, hey, and that's the thing is you can't just go out into a McDonald's and like shut all the doors and lock it. It's like, this is my safe space. I'm gonna fucking eat here, and you guys have to wait till I'm done.
Yeah, safe space for obese people.
So someone brought up the point.
Get this out.
Call it student groups.
Groups.
Form student groups to get together to help each other figure out these problems instead of creating these spaces and giving people the illusion that they can just complain and everyone's gonna bend to their will.
Yeah.
That's what PC culture is. Oh, wow. You offended me? Well, this should be a big problem. Everyone should be mad. Like, you don't realize what you're doing. You're hurting people. Like, there's this big scandal. The new thing with YouTube started with a video about this girl getting offended over a little a hula dancer on this guy's dashboard on Lyft, and it's like, and he's just like, you know what? I'm just gonna stop. You're making a big deal. I'm ending here. Call another Lyft. I'm leaving.
You can't see my face right now. I'm kind of disgusted.
I'll show you later, Gage. It's stupid.
Okay.
Yeah, you saw.
I'll have to see it. I haven't seen it.
It's so dumb, right?
It's
and
ridiculous.
Like, really, you're offended? This is gonna hurt you? Well, the continent of Hawaii, that dumb bitch.
Yeah. Like on the last episode.
Here's the thing: is
they don't matter.
Before 2016, before this PC culture, if someone pissed you off, you confronted them, you figured it out, or you just got over it. Like, I
think
when people use racial slurs, ironically, they're still seen as racist. Like, well, if I say the word I have not said it towards anybody. It shouldn't even be viewed as racist. If I just say it, if I state it in a neutral manner, should it be offensive objectively?
Well, first off, no, it shouldn't. But
it's just
hold on. Yeah, the word isn't even really a word. It's still slang term technically for negro, which is black in Spanish. We just converted it to nigger.
Yeah, but if I go to someone and aggressively call them that name, well, that is racist. Like, you are a dumb that's racist. But just the term itself is viewed as racist. And
we may have to
you
even
can't,
bleep
like,
that
a white
out.
guy cannot make that joke, cannot use that word in a joke in public because it's viewed as insensitive. But it's supposed to, the whole point of comedy and comedians is to make light of dark situations and dark themes. Making 9/11 jokes is viewed as insensitive, but it's funny because it sucked.
It can be.
It wasn't, like the jokes are funny. Actual 9/11 is not funny. Like I don't just like watch it like, all those innocent people are burning.
And we will.
And I'm sitting over here in the safe valley.
in your safe space
over
of people
here.
anti-Elitists.
So no, but
And we will digress from there.
like we're a group of like-minded individuals. That's why we're all together in a room making a podcast. But we're not closed to bringing other people on. If someone else wants to come on and debate us, well, yeah, come on, debate us.
One at a time, please.
And I'd like to think that we'll remain professional, and that if you're gonna if you come on and you're gonna
Do
be
what I want.
It's very professional.
Thank you, Dad.
Prerequisite, in fact.
Thank you, play.
no, but if you're just people who are just gonna get offended over everything and act like it actually hurts them, rather than realize that they can just face it.
Yeah. Grow a fucking backbone and get a fucking education.
Well, here's the thing: is it doesn't being offended, having mental disabilities, having PTSD doesn't change the moral system, right?
No, really not.
So, like, I have a roommate, and she's always like, I can't do this, I have anxiety, and blah, 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 If someone beats the shit out of you, right?
Okay.
And he's like, I'm sorry, I thought there was voices coming out of your ears. I'm a paranoid schizophrenic. Right? Now, you're pulped onto the ground. Are you going to say, oh, that's okay, now that I know that you're a paranoid schizophrenic, that makes it suddenly fine to do?
No.
No, you're going to be like, dude, go get some fucking help after I press charges. Having problems in life, you did like doing something shitty, or someone else has a shitty day. Your shitty life doesn't make it any better or worse.
Yeah,
People don't understand that the only thing, at least in this country, the only thing you're entitled to is your civil rights. After that, you're not entitled to anything. If you have a shitty day, no one is entitled to feel bad for you. Nobody's entitled to pussyfoot around you. If you're having a shitty day, guess what? I don't give a shit.
If someone pisses you off,
yeah.
talk to them about it.
Yeah, fuck.
Yeah.
Or just fucking ignore it.
You're not entitled.
Exactly.
You're not entitled to have a shitty time and then have somebody go out of their way to fix it for you. If you're insulted by a hula hoop dancer on somebody's car, guess what? Tough titties. Nobody cares. I don't care. I don't have to change anything.
When you get offended over that, you give that person
thing.
personal power over you. Now they know.
Yeah.
Oh, so much ammunition.
Yeah.
And now, with with this whole SJW political correctness, they're getting crowds of them to attack the people who are offensive. But it's just showing how weak-minded they are. It shows terrible character on their behalf, and it's stupid.
But basically, if you're having a bad day, that's your fault. I hope you know.
Racism is intent.
Yeah.
Being offended is based on intent. Like my brother's girlfriend, she was talking about how she thought the game Cards Against Humanity was offensive. I'm like, what's offensive about it? Well, it's language and it's... I'm like, but it's not meant to offend. Like, they didn't make the game to piss you off. They made it because it was dark humor.
Yeah.
She's like, she plays it now and she loves it because I explained, like, why be offended if it's not meant to offend you?
Yeah.
Yeah, all it's doing is just...
laugh.
Right?
Really.
It's... If I say something that would generally be offensive, but I don't mean it towards any individual person, it's just an out loud general statement that's just meant to be funny or something, why be offended by that?
Yeah.
It's stupid.
So, I feel like we can end this off right here.
Yeah.
And pose the question. I would just like to say this. I think I'll start stating just practical advice at the end of every video. I think everyone would like to do that. But for today, my practical advice is why? Always ask yourself.
Yeah. Is this really worth it?
Yeah, exactly.
Is this going to help society as a whole?
God damn it, I hope so.
Is this going to better the situation or worsen the situation?
Oh, Phil, you've arrived.
Oh my God, he was not in the room.
He was not.
No, I was in the other room.
No, he was
off,
in the room, but his head was somewhere else, like a whole other universe.
Yeah, somewhere, definitely. And
God, that's how it always is. Phil, you never hear.
With that, we shall end this podcast. I hope you all enjoyed, and we'll bring up another topic next time. Hopefully next week.
Hopefully.
All right, see you later, honey bunnies.
Have a good one.